Welcome in, everybody. We are gathered here today to mourn the death of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon for notifications. You can find me on Twitter, you can find me on TradingView, YouTube, and even Instagram. One word, Crypto Bull God. Just a quick disclosure that none of what I'm sharing is financial advice. I'm simply looking to educate and to help others. You're a big boy or a big girl, so your own personal financial decisions, they can be made up to you. Now, what funeral would not be a funeral without a eulogy? As such, I would like to give mine before getting into the charts. In the summer of 2017, I began seriously researching and delving into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency projects. I went down the proverbial rabbit hole, and what I found was something that was simplistic yet beautiful in nature. As a mathematician, as an actuary, I appreciated the various aspects of blockchain technology, and I have envisioned a world that was more decentralized in nature, less corrupt, more mathematically based, and something that could be trustless in nature to benefit all of mankind. But alas, the technology that disrupts those the most, they have once again been pointing out to us, as they have for over 10 years, that Bitcoin and crypto are dead. Their demise is near. And so this is what we are going to examine next. Now, I want you to keep in mind that as long as I've been here, on a serious note, 2022 has been the most challenging emotional year of any year. And as I always say, emotion is a money killer. We must strip out the emotion and exercise logic. Peel back the layers of the onion to see what we can reveal. And with that being said, let's get into it. Now, I would like you to note that in the beginning of January of 2014, there were 29 Bitcoin obituaries. If you go to 99bitcoins.com, they track obituaries for Bitcoin. The guidelines for obituaries are as follows. The content itself, not just the headline, must be explicit about the fact that Bitcoin is or will be worthless. No maybe or could. The content was produced by a person with a notable following or a site with substantial traffic. There were 29 total Bitcoin obituaries as of the start of the year in 2014. We're going to move through time, and we're going to note some notable calls for the death of Bitcoin and crypto throughout the time periods, and we're going to take a look at price action. Okay? You will also note that there are two individuals who I specifically call out who have repeatedly called for the death of Bitcoin, and two individuals who have substantially a lot to lose from these various forms of disruptive technology. Let's get into it. This is from Seeking Alpha. Many of you are familiar with them. February 12th, 2014. Price of Bitcoin is around, it's like $500, okay? $500, $600. There is no doubt in my mind that Bitcoin has essentially just foreshadowed its own death. Now, we did see quite a correction from 600 all the way down to, it was like a 50% correction from there, down to like 300. Oh my God, look, we even went lower. Oh my God, we went even lower. We went all the way down to $165. But from there, we went up thousands of percentage points, right, to $69,000. Very interesting. Warren Buffett. Now, I know you guys all know who Warren Buffett is. He's a really prominent, extremely well-educated and well-versed technology investor, right? Stay away from it. It's a mirage, basically. The idea that it has some huge intrinsic value is just a joke in my view. December 26, 2014. Now, Bitcoin at that price was $318. You know, again, we're sitting at around $17,000. So, I mean, I'm not too good with math. That's about a 68x in my head from here. No, about a 50x from here. Okay. All right. We move forward in time. We are in November of 2015. Now, this time period, I want to remind you, Mt. Gox had collapsed at the beginning of 2014. And Mt. Gox was the major cryptocurrency exchange that most people used to buy and sell Bitcoin. Okay, so this opened up the floodgates for criticism and death calls on Bitcoin. Keep this fact in mind. Jamie Dimon, person number one that I will repeatedly call out, who has a lot to potentially lose from this technology as a banker. CEO of JP Morgan Chase. Bitcoin will not survive. November 5th, 2015. Bitcoin was at around, I'm going to call it $300. Again, not really good with math. We've done more than a 50x to that price at current price levels. We've done far more than that, up to $69,000 last year. The Washington Post, January 19th, 2016. Bitcoin's price was around 380. Rest in peace, Bitcoin. It's time to move on. This was 2016. We're at $17,000. Interesting. We move on. We're going through this massive bull run here in 2017. Clearly, everyone thinks that Bitcoin must be going a lot higher, right? And it has a really bright future in front of it, right? Boy, we have two people talking around this candlestick here where we saw a huge fake out on a bull run. Bitcoin had hit under $4,000 on this massive run up to $20,000 in December of 2017. Let's see who the culprits are here. Oh, Jamie Dimon again. Bitcoin is a fraud. It will eventually be closed. September 19th, 2017. Oh, look who we have here. This individual is very infamous in the Bitcoin community. Now, I do want to say, I have a great deal of respect for Peter Schiff, and my views align with a lot of his views. But when it comes to Bitcoin, and I understand why, he has a lot to lose given the narrative of it being digital gold, and he is very fearful of that. Okay? Gold's performance has been piss poor in the past 10 years. Let's see what Peter Schiff has to say on September 13th. Of 2017. It looks like the Bitcoin dam at the $4,000 support level has broken. It's now a bloodbath as the floodgates are wide open. Now, I want you to keep in mind some of the calls that I'm going to share with you specifically from Peter. While he has called for Bitcoin to go to zero, which we will see, I also wanted to put within this chart, okay, the fear-induced comments that he makes, whether it be through an interview or on Twitter. Okay, during a time when clearly the market continued to appreciate in value or was close to bottoming and then reappreciated in value. So here at $4,000, again, since that price level, we're still up way over a 4x, and we did a 15x from that current price, from that price level, from its previous all-time high of 69,000. All right, let's go to August of 2018. I remember this giant descending triangle very well. I've spoken to this many times on this channel. This is August 30th, 2018. This is from The Economist. Some of you know that publication. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are useless. Interesting. Bitcoin was around $6,800. We're almost a 3x from that point. Okay, this is going to get juicy here. This was during, now anytime there's a massive correction like this, massive correction, we dropped from like 6,200 down to 3,200, you better believe that's going to open up the floodgates for all of these ass clowns to come out. Here we go. Peter Schiff, November 25th, 2018. Don't make the mistake of thinking that buying Bitcoin below $3,800 is a bargain. Okay. Okay, just, you know, we've hit $69,000 and we're at $17,000. Okay. Just because the current price is better than 80% below its record high, which at that point was 20,000, Bitcoin's price could easily drop another 80% from here. Remember this comment that he's going to say here because I'm going to relate it to something else later on. Bitcoin's price could easily drop another 80% from here, and at $750, it would still be expensive. Narol, I can never pronounce this guy's name, but I think many of you know who he is. He's a pretty prominent figure within finance. Narol Rubini, I know his last name is Rubini. Bitcoin is close to becoming worthless. Bitcoin is now entering a death spiral. Now, he literally tweeted this almost at the exact bottom. Bitcoin was around like, I believe when he had tweeted this, it was around like $3,500. This is December 4th, 2018, almost at the bottom of Bitcoin, and then we went on a massive run up towards 14,000. This is prime opportunity now. We had the beer virus drop, okay? This was the big capitulation wick with the beer virus drop, okay? Bitcoin is getting ready for another 50% drop. Peter Schiff, March 14th, 2020, the exact bottoming weekly candle. Peter Schiff said Bitcoin would drop another 50%. And I think he tweeted that out. I don't know the exact price level. I had his tweet up, but I believe it was, let's just say it was at 5,000. Let's say it was at 5,000, okay? Well, clearly we've done more than a 3x from there. But we had this giant wick. We went all the way down to 3,800, and then rode this thing up. V-shaped recovery. Okay, this is a good one. Bitcoin is going on its massive run in 2021. Look who it is again. It's our friend Peter Schiff. This is February 16th, 2021. Now that Bitcoin has hit $50,000, I must admit that a move up to $100,000 can't be ruled out. However, a move down to zero can't be ruled out either. While temporary move up to $100,000 is possible, a permanent move down to zero is inevitable. If you don't want to gamble, buy gold. Let's move on. This is after the correction in 2021. Okay, we had topped out near 64, and here we started riding up towards 69,000. Let's see. We have Jamie Dimon is back. He's back. He says on September 12th, I have the date here wrong. I apologize. I put the wrong date in here. This is from 2021. Bitcoin is a fraud that will eventually blow up. I would fire in a second any JP Morgan trader who was trading Bitcoin for two reasons. One, it's against our rules, and two, they are stupid. And actually, I have this in the wrong place here. I apologize. This was from September 12th, 2017. I can't believe I put this in the wrong spot. So he wanted to fire anyone that had anything to do trading Bitcoin at his organization. This is a Jamie Dimon comment from 2021 near the $69,000 top. Jamie Dimon again, October 11th, 2021. I personally think that Bitcoin is worthless. If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day. Interesting. And now for our final event. We are now in the midst of most likely bottoming. And let's look at some comments here. November, remember, they all pile in when things are getting super, super bloody. November 30th, 2022. This is from the European Central Bank, the ECB, who has a lot to lose from this disruptive technology that I spoke to during the eulogy, okay? They have a lot to lose by game-changing technology that removes banks from the picture. Here's what they said. Bitcoin is on an artificially induced last gasp before the road to irrelevance. Peter Schiff is back for our last one here. December 7th, 2022. Bitcoin has far more downside risk than 70%. After such a decline, Bitcoin will still be way overpriced, so $5,000 will not even be close to the bottom. That was from December 5th of this year. This is crypto extinction, December 7th. This is all Peter Schiff. Now, relate this comment to him saying it's way overpriced to $5,000 and not even being close to the bottom. Go back to 2000, what was it, 18? 2018, November 25th, we were very close to bottoming. He was saying that we could get another 80% drop and go down to 750, which never even came close to happening. So just notice the correlation here, okay? There have been, now let's get to the punchline, okay? We started off in January of 2014 with 29 Bitcoin obituaries. To go way back over in time here. If we come to the present time in December of 2022, there have been 467 obituaries for Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin and crypto are not dead. The emotional side to you wants to give up. The emotional side to you wants to say, when will this ever end? This is becoming a joke. How low can we go? And that emotion feeds into these asinine calls for death and $5,000 Bitcoin. Remove the emotion and exercise logic. If you were here in other corrections in 21, you were here in 20, you were here in 19, you were here in 18, you've heard all the same shit. If you were way back here in 16, 17, 15, and 14, you've heard the same shit for the past 10 years. Nothing has changed. The fact that FTX has collapsed is not going to result in the entire industry collapsing. An exchange collapsed. Crypto and Bitcoin will continue moving along. Please do not feed into the emotion. We are not dying. We are far from dying. In fact, we are still very far from being massively adopted. And in my opinion, the current price levels represent a generational buying opportunity that you will kick yourself in the nuts, or if you're a female, in the vagina, very hard if you don't take the opportunity today. Again, never financial advice, but my educated, honest view and how I personally am playing this. If you appreciate the content, give a fucking thumbs up button, drop me a comment, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon for notifications, and until next time, everybody, education, not emotion. Spread awareness and carry the education forward.
So what you gonna do, $5 on Crypto Bull Guy and his crypto maniacs and the entire cryptocurrency market?